Hi, my name is Marvin Boliker. Today is November 4th, and today we're doing some Python programming. We'll be concentrating on libraries and functions. So, our first task was to use libraries to loop it through, be able to see what's inside each of those libraries, and as you can see on the right hand side is the code itself, also has comments on it. And on the left side you see the results that was typed out on the command. So this one was just simply to get a loop to go through the library and print out all the information that's within the library. That's why we have 4 different libraries on the other side. We use a for loop for that, and it'll loop until the library list is empty. On the second one, we were trying to get the library, turn the library, add some lists to a library. So you have the key, and then the values will be in a list, and then from there you can be able to loop through to call the lists. And in this task, we were supposed to get 3 people and write out their favorite tools. And as you can see, the codes on the right hand side, and on the left hand side is the results we got. And the main loop here was just going through, get the names, which was the key, and then the values, which was a list, all 3 printed, each individually in a line, and it's been formatted too using the F strings. The next slide was about extending an original list and then putting in some new key pairs, and then after that you're to go in and get something out of there and print it out in formatted form. As you can see, the original list, which was from the first slide, and then I added maintenance and before each use to it, and then at the very end I used those values to go in and get the using the key for operator and then the key for check. You go back and pull it out and put it into a formatted sentence. So it says hi to operator and reminds them to do maintenance before starting to use the machine. And here we have the first case of functions. So functions in Python, it's a really powerful tool. You, instead of writing code all over the time, you can always call it. If you store it in the same folder, you can always call it back as a method. So in this case, we're just designing a function and then using it within the same program a couple of times. So the first one was just to show the function itself. Use a def, and then you put the 2 arguments, positional arguments for size and text. And then when you go down, you can change the value of the size of t-shirt and what's going to be printed out of the t-shirt. As you can see from the results, the first one was a large, next was an XL, and the last one was a small shirt. So pretty much you just call the function and then you put in the values that you want to replace. In this case, the function here does not have any values to it because we did not set it up that way. And this slide, now we have a function, but this time we have default values to it. The function is designed to have large as a size that's default and join club mech as a text that will come. So I have 4 different iterations here of how to call it. So in the first case, I just use text's Mechatronics, so it'll just change the text side of the library to print out, which will be Mechatronics, but this time will come with the default size, which is large. And then in the next t-shirt, it's almost like the previous slide where I put in both arguments in, which is the size of the t-shirt, and then the Starving Marvin as the print that's going to be coming out. And the last one I changed, instead of changing the text, I changed the size, and it'll bring in the defaulted join club mech. And then the very final one, I called the function without any parameters, and when you do that, it'll just go to the default, which is large, and join Club Mech. Thank you for being here. More information will be in the write-up.